Hello and welcome to another fabulous cooking show at Simply Too Good headquarters. I've got my apron on, I'm Annette Sym, and I'm going to be cooking you a great recipe today. Well, actually there's not a lot of cooking involved, but it's my fabulous, out of book 6, which has got a lot of people love this one, is the bacon egg potato salad. It is such a good salad, and I think with the warmer weather coming in, this would be a great recipe for you to have in your repertoire if you haven't already. And it's a fantastic recipe. Now it makes enough for 8, and let's go over the ingredients. And what we need is fresh parsley. We're going to do some garlic, and you can use fresh of course if you need it. I've got Spanish onion, red onion, whatever you want to call it. I've got some mayonnaise, whole grain mustard, some bacon shortcuts, some eggs. We need 3 boiled eggs. I've done them ahead so that we can get this together. And I've also pre-boiled and cut up a kilo of new potatoes. And this is what you need for the recipe. But before I start chopping and getting excited about this great recipe, let's talk about last week's show, which was fantastic. We made the mango passion fruit cheesecake, which we really enjoyed in this house afterwards, I've got to tell you. Now, the 3 lucky winners that are going to get a personalised signed copy of book 5 is Jan Riddell, Del Ganter, and Marley Andrews. So well done, ladies. Now, if you want to win book 6, then find out how to do that at the end of the show. All right, so what I want to talk about is getting this ready. I might actually do the bacon first, and let's get that cooking. So what you need is 150 grams of lean bacon shortcut. Look at that, it's just beautiful. I've trimmed off the fatty bits there because I don't want the fat. You know, I want to lose the fat, I don't want to eat the fat. So let's get the sharp knife and we're going to dice it. And I tend to put a few pieces of bacon on top of each other just to make it quick and easy, and you want them diced. And I mean, really, when you think about this recipe, potato, bacon, egg, gotta be a winner with all those fantastic ingredients that go so well together. So thanks for joining me today. I enjoy cooking for you each Thursday, and I hope you're going to make this one because I think you'll find, especially going into the festive season, it's a winner for sure. All right, so let's turn my cooker on. Oh, I don't need my lid, but do know that they're on sale at the moment. So there's a good deal going for lids on the pans. I'm using the larger pan today, and I'm going to spray it with the rice bran spray. Okay, and I'm going to just break up the bacon a little bit because I cut it together. Just give the pan a little bit of time to get some heat to it, and then we're going to start sizzling with the bacon. All right, look how beautiful and lean that is. Now this whole salad, it's a side dish, you know, it's not, you don't eat the salad as a main, and it's at 6.1 grams of fat per side serve. If you took out the bacon, it'd be still quite a bit lower, but that's what makes it a bit fizzy fabulous. All right, so just put your bacon pieces in. We're just going to cook that off. There we go. All right, so the bacon's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over my fantastic watermelon chopping board so I can now do all the vegetables, and I'm just going to put my knife and wash my hands because I want to do the vegetable side of it now. So they're going good. Now, as I said, I did the potatoes ahead. I've cut them in quarters. A couple of them were a little tiny, so I just cut them in half. So just make a call on size, and you're going to put that in with a little water in the microwave on high and cook it for 15 minutes. Bring it out, test the potato. You want it to be fairly firm, but you want it cooked. There's nothing worse, I think, than potato salad when it's got raw potato. No, it's not good. But then the other thing is, you don't want it really mushy. So potato salad's one of those ones you've got to be a bit careful. All right, that's going great. So I'll just keep that cooking while I chop up some, let's do the onion. Now, what do we call it? Spanish onion, red onion, call it whatever you like, but I need half a cup finely diced. Once again, you know, this, when I say finely diced, the reason being that I want it small. You don't want big pieces of onion in your mouth. And I think the purple onion makes it look a little bit pretty. Oh, this is looking a bit fabulous. Okay, so you know how I chop onion. I just go in through the layers. Such a pretty colour. Now, because I want to do it fine, I'm going to actually go quite close here. And that will help make them nice and small. Then holding it firm again, you just go down and go quite close. Like if I'm normally doing normal onion, I'd go back here. But I'm going to go right to the edge so it's nice and fine. Let me just toss my bacon. It's looking nearly done. Just a little bit longer. Back to my onion. This is what you do in the kitchen, don't you? You've got to just be able to flip from one thing to the other. And now just, I'm going to finely chop those last bits. Actually, I might take them out because I don't want those big bits. Let's see, that looks probably like half a cup or close to it. Let's have a look. Yep. Oh, okay, let's do the bacon now. I'm just going to, as I go, there's my bacon. I'm just going to put it in the bowl. So let's bring that around. I'm just going to put that bacon in. Done. In my soapy sink. Fantastic. And I'm going to get this out of the way because we don't need it. All right. Now let's go back to the onion. I reckon I could do a little bit more. Let's just do a little bit more. We don't want to miss out on having that fabulous onion in there. As I said, really thin. There we go. There we go, that's better. All right, just move that over because then what I've got to do is the parsley. Now I want 2 tablespoons. So let me get my tablespoon measure here ready. Let's do this. In we go. That's it. Onion's done. All right, now what I tend to do is I get some people they'll take all the stalks off that. I just do it easy as possible. So I just crunch it all up and then just go through and just slice it. All right, now I'm going to bring my knife around, holding that end bit, and with a bit of force, don't be just sort of gentle, get in there and really chop that parsley up. All right. I'm lucky that I have parsley growing in my garden. I also have basil and mint, so I love it. Okay, 2 tablespoons. I've probably got way too much, but that's okay. I'll use it for other recipes. Because it keeps in the fridge for ages. So don't worry about if you have a little bit left over. Just put it in a little container and you'll get it later. Now I'm just going to clean my board because shortly I'm going to cut up the egg. All right, so now all we have to do now is we're going to put everything together, and the last thing you do is the egg. So let's instead, before I get all mucky with it, I'm going to chop the eggs up now. So we want a quarter, and we put them in at the very end, okay? Don't put them in too soon because they can break up. So as I said, I boiled them for 10 minutes. And then I ran the cold water on it for quite a while because I didn't want it to cook anymore. And you're going to gently fold that through at the end. So let's just put the eggs there so I don't forget to put them in. Now I'm going to put my gloves on because I don't want to get all mucky. And when I'm talking about the mayonnaise, in the recipe it says to use 97% fat-free mayonnaise. Well, they've stopped making that, but what they've done, oh my God, these gloves are a bit useless, Billy. We need to get some better ones than this. Goodness me. So what they have instead now is the praise, but it's 99% fat-free. How about that? So it's even lower in fat, which is a bit fabulous, and it's just the traditional mayonnaise. So I just thought I'd show you that's what I'm using when I talk about it. So if you're looking for 97%, you go, where is it? That's fine. That's the one to use. All right, so we're now going to put in what really bangs up the flavour is these things. So we put in half a teaspoon of garlic. Use fresh if you want. 2 tablespoons of the whole grain. I used to call it seeded mustard, but for some reason they now call it whole grain. And I want 2 tablespoons. And this will blend in beautifully with the mayonnaise. And it gives it just the extra flavour that you really want in something like this. So everything's in there. In goes the half a cup of the 99% fat-free mayonnaise. I might just get my scraper here because I want to get all that out. See, look, that would have been left in there. There we go. So everything's in except pepper. And you know what? This is one of those recipes, if you get asked to take something somewhere, you could make this the day before. It wouldn't matter. And in we go. So you just fold it all through. Just being gentle because you don't want to break up the potato. Let's get it all mixed in. You have to work it a little bit because remember there's all that ingredients. It's got to get mixed in. Oh, I love this recipe now. I love it this much, and I had so many people when I put the call out, when I said, guys, I'm going to write a new cookbook, you know, the Cooking for One or Two. Is there any recipes that you would love to see converted into smaller amounts, smaller serves? And this one came up quite a lot because this serves for 8. Now, if that was just for me and Billy, we'd be eating it all week and we'd be a bit sick of it by the end. I mean, even though it's fabulous, it's too much. And it's not one that you'd have, I wouldn't have this as a main meal. It's definitely, you have it with some roast chicken or a steak or a piece of fish would be fantastic. So I've done it. Yes, I have, in the new book, which is just looking a bit fabulous, More Cooking for One or Two. This serves 8, but in the new book, it serves 2. I know, it's fabulous. Now, Billy, I'm going to put this in the bowl, the egg. No, actually, yeah. Can you get me a plate? I want to put it onto a plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, what I do is I'm going to put a couple through a bigger plate, Dale, a flat plate. I'm going to mix those through, and I mean it will break up, like the egg will break up, so don't worry too much if that happens. And what I'm going to do is, and then I'm going to put a few eggs on the top and mix it in a little bit, and that way then it'll just look a bit fantastic when you're serving it up. Now you could leave this in a bowl, but I like to brag a bit and make it look a bit fabulous because who doesn't love potato salad? And if you do love potato salad, oh my gosh, thank you, Bill. You're going to enjoy it so much because I've got a traditional potato salad in book 2. I've got a deluxe potato salad, and that's using the sweet potato and normal potato. It's fabulous, book 4. And of course this beautiful recipe, and as well in the same book, in book 6, I've got a roasted sweet potato salad. So fantastic. All right, so I'm going to lift this out here. As you can see, Let's move it in a bit more. What's the matter, Bill? I'm going to put the egg in. He's worried I'm not putting the egg in. Let me just show you. I probably could have done with a bigger plate, Bill, but that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get a bigger plate. Just one moment. Billy, come on. In here, come. Get me a big one. Oh, he's tutting at me now. Because, I mean, look at that. That looks just... I'm sorry, no. That's not going to work. You can't serve that out to people. Thank you. Gosh. Thanks, Bill. So let's move that on. Oh, yes. See, look at that. That looks way better. And then as I'm doing it, I'm going to position some egg in. You know what I mean? Get that bacon and mix it all up so everyone gets their fair bit. You want all that out. And then just as I said, just position your eggs a little bit around. How's that? Ah! Let me take my gloves off. I mean, it's looking a bit amazing. I'm just going to clean my plate up, as all good chefs should do. I mean, you look at this and I've got to tell you, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? We've got bacon, egg, potato salad out of book 6. Isn't it fantastic? Can you imagine people tucking into that? Fabulous for a barbecue. Now, if you want to win the book, and you know you do, what are you got to do? Well, to win book 6, and there's that recipe we're doing today, you have to like, share, and then in the comments, you know what you got to do. Come on, we do it every week. Hashtag Symply Too Good. Now it's the SY, the 2. Hashtag Symply Too Good. You put in that in the comment, and then I will pick 3 fantastic lucky people. Now remember, normal potato salad has lots of traditional high-fat mayo, and if I'd used bacon, you might have used a much fattier bacon. So look at 6.1 grams of fat. We're kicking it, and that serves 8. So you imagine, everyone gets a really good serve. All right, so for next week, I'm going to go into a classic. My mama used to love this. It's a salmon bake. It's with pasta, like a pasta bake with the salmon. Now you can make it with tuna if you want, so don't be going, oh, I don't like salmon. So I'm going to make that for you next week because it's such a good one to take to picnics. If you've got to take anything anywhere, it's going to work really well. So there you go, bacon, egg, potato salad, done and dusted for another week. Just remember to go to simplytoogood.com.au if you want any more tips and recipes. And look out, because I'm getting excited. It's coming soon. More cooking for 1 or 2. All right, well, I'll see you next week. Take care.